What's up, Internet Land? This is Zachamus Prime, aka Zachamus the Prime, bringing you another Transformers third party. This third party review is brought to you care of titanonetoys. titanonetoys is super awesome. I have done a lot of shopping at a lot of different stores on the internet, and titanonetoys is definitely my favorite. Fast, friendly, easy to use. Just chat at him on Facebook, and he'll get you taken care of. He's super awesome. Anyhow, the figure that we're reviewing today is Fans Toys FT10 Phoenix. Phoenix is a not Skyfire. He's definitely not Skyfire. He only really kind of looks like Skyfire, and you know, I don't even know what Hasbro could really do about it since they never really made a Skyfire toy ever. Back in the old G1 days, Takara did get their hands on the rights to use the VF1S Macross toy, but they never got their hands on the rights to use its likeness. So when it showed up in the show, they had to come up with a completely new look for it. And this is extremely reminiscent of that look. I think that they've done an amazing job. Oh, really quick, before I get too much further, I want to say thank you everyone who's been leaving comments and offering suggestions. I have taken into consideration many of those suggestions, and been doing what I can to get things working better. I got myself a new tripod, and so hopefully my camera will be more stable, less likely to, you know, wobble about. I also got myself a microphone so that everybody can hear me better. I was hearing quite a few comments about that, actually. Well, I mean, by quite a few, I mean a couple, because I've only gotten like 3 comments in the past week or whatnot. But anyhow, thank you again, everybody. Be sure to leave a comment, like, subscribe, share it. All these things will help me to have more visibility on YouTube, and will help me to be able to make my channel grow more. And more growth means more videos. Yay! And everybody wins. Anyhow, this guy is so big that he's really kind of difficult to show on the camera, because I have to like reach around it to display him, and it's so hard to do because my arms aren't all that long. He does have quite a few die-cast parts on him. This is all die-cast. I think he's got a die-cast part inside there. He's definitely got some die-cast on this, what will become his feet. His landing gear are all die-cast, otherwise they would just snap right off. This interstitial bracing is die-cast. That keeps everything together. His dick plate is definitely die-cast. Keep the old pecker armored. And yeah, it makes him really weigh a lot. He's definitely a big boy. But let's get him transformed up into his robot mode. By the way, he's got a nice little spot here for your favorite copyright logo, and opening cockpit here. Interestingly enough, he's got chrome plating on this like cool little seat detail in here. Focus on that for a second. And chrome plating inside this little, whatever that's supposed to be inside there. But with the possible exception of something on his head, which we'll take a look at in a little bit, there's really nothing else on him that's chrome plated. And it's interesting that they took the time and the effort to do that. I could go into a little discourse on how exactly chrome plating works, but I don't know that this is necessarily the time or the place. Anyhow, so to get him started up, we're going to close his landing gear. The underside of him is not super smooth, but you know, like really this is how you're going to spend a lot of the time looking at it. It's a really beautiful alt mode. But his robot mode is fantastic as well. Next we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to pull up on it. And it's fairly easy to pull up on. You just kind of tuck your fingers under the back nozzles. This part will fold up with it. And you can take this and fold, stick that under there, Now that this is up, we can take these and grab it right here, lift that up, and then this is on a double joint in here. And that will go in like that and then closes back down. Same on the other side. Pull up, double joint in, close down, and then this will go pull up. It's connected via a couple tabs here. And now it's on this little hinge down here and it will swing freely. And with that disconnected and this free here, we can collapse this. And then this will go back down. You can see that there's two sets of slots here. Well, there's only one set of tabs here. Now they will go back in on the outer ones. The wings here, we'll fold up the flaps, extend this out, and fold it up, and then move it up like that. So same on this side, fold the flaps, extend, fold, up. And then these will just go down flat. I kind of wish they would like fold over crosswise the way the Macross wings do. That would have been a nice little touch, but no, we didn't do that. All right. So now this backpack's here. It doesn't connect in at this point yet, but we'll get there. Now we're going to work on the underside of here. We're going to pull this panel open here, and we're going to take the nose and fold that back in. And this is just going to hang out right here. It's not going to do anything yet. We're going to open up his dick plate, pull this up, yank on that, and that is going to free up this whole section here. Now this is where it starts to get kind of weird, because you've got panels that want to go in certain ways, and you got to be careful that you don't stress anything too badly. So what we're gonna do is take this panel here. We need to get the arms out of the way, don't we? Of course, this needs to be out of the way so we can get the arms out of the way. So we're gonna take these, those are tight, fold them straight out. Then we're going to take these panels right here. These are his chesticles. And we are going to pull on those. And they are in here. They are in here pretty damn firm. Pull that out. Turn it like that. We're not going to push them in yet. This is not the time to do that. Yeah, this one we can push. That might make it a bit easier. Yeah. Alrighty. Now we can take these and just rotate the arms all the way out and around. Whew, all right. Now back up to the top. This panel right here will fold up and fold around and go into the bottom and then go back flat again. Alrighty? Alrighty, and then this panel right here will come up and around, and this is his head. And this is kind of a tricky one to get out because there's not a whole lot of space there. We're not going to tab this in yet. Don't tab this in yet. Do not tab that in yet. Keep that in mind. Don't tab it in yet. Now we're going to take this and we're going to fold this in, and then fold this in, and then fold this. And these tabs are going to click in on the underside of this panel right here. Oh, that was a good solid loud click, wasn't it? Now we're going to take this and collapse this down. That will fit in right over this side panel here. Like that and like that. And then this will fold down and just tuck into there. Don't fold up his dick plate yet because that's still doing stuff. Really quick, let's focus on the legs so I don't have to hold them. You're gonna kind of wiggle. There's a tab in here on this side and a tab right here on this side skirt here. And those both tab into the bottom part of his leg. And you're just going to wiggle those to disconnect them. And then it just yanks right out. And while it's doing that, this may flow free. And this tab right here which, by the way, when it's in vehicle mode, plugs into this slot here. Now it's going to tap into that slot there. There we go. And that's a leg basically done. To finish it off, we're going to come down here, and we're going to, let me grab my torture device, my medieval torture tool that I've been talking about since my very first like video review-ish. It was actually a transformation guide. Fold these out, take this hole, pull that out, close that back. Now for this leg, we're gonna pull that, then you can get a hold of his toe. And there we go. Yes. All right, now for the other side. Oh geez, my arms are getting fatigued. Click those things free, pull it straight down. Come on. It is really stiff. They made these joints definitely sturdy enough to hold up this big figure. Oh, come on, you son of a... All right, hold on. There we go. Whew. Man, like I said, really stiff joints. You know that this figure is not going to give you trouble when it comes to standing up and doing the things it's supposed to do. Now in here, you'll see that these pegs here will fit into tabs that were on this skirt armor piece here. That will keep his waist all locked together, which is nice, which is very nice. Pull that up there, pull that up there, pull that up there. Bring out the heel, bring out the toe, bring out your dad. All right, now he's got feet. Oh, thank God. I can put him down. Whew. All right. Lift that back up. This guy is a big boy. All right. So for his head will connect into here, but like I said, you don't want to do that yet. What you want to do first is pull out this panel right here. And it is very important, and no chrome on his head. It is very important. This tab right here goes into this slot, but it has to go in before you put it all together. So you got to go like this, and you got to stick that. Sorry, let me do this again so that we can all see. You got to go in here. You got to stick that tab in the slot, and then push on it, and that goes up as it's folding up. Oh gosh, I missed a step. Oh no, I'm sorry guys. These panels right here come around. This panel comes around. Now that goes in that slot. That snaps all together, and that stays. That is going to stay forever. It's going to stay for good. All right, now to finish him off, we're going to pull this straight down. That'll free him up here. Pull that out. Now he's got these like weird triangle things. That's the thing. That's the thing. Pull down. Put out his weird triangle things. His arm opens up right here. And dramatic fist reveal. He does have fully posable hands with all of the finger joints, all of the knuckle joints, and even a bit of spread to them as well. These are actually pretty good quality hands. I wouldn't say that they're like freaking perfect or anything like that. I wish that there was I don't know, they just seem really big and chunky as far as hands go, and I wish that there's a little bit more subtlety. Like there is, as you can see here, like a little bit of variation, but when you compare it to an actual hand, like it just makes it look, I don't know, just chunky and square. I suppose he is a robot, he is a transformer. Like chunky and square is kind of how robots go. But yeah, they're good hands though. They're just not like amazing, the best ever of all time. And there he is in his robot mode, and like I said, he is a very, very big boy. Like he won't even all fit in my camera at the same time unless I put it sideways, which would then fuck everything up. There he is with the MP10. MP10 comes up to like his waist. Like seriously, he is super huge. And this is, you know, this is scale with how it is in the show. Some of the things that I really like about this figure in the robot mode, his chest, which technically is all hollow. Like if you were to like look in here, like, I mean, you can hide a snack in there, seriously. But it's all covered up. Even like these panels here that come out specifically to close up that hole. It doesn't do anything for the transformation except makes an extra step to close up that hole. That's kind of fun. I like the way his backpack collapses down but still maintains the same shape. That's kind of fun. And he just looks good, you know. He feels really solid. He looks really solid. You know, if you are looking for a Jetfire to put in your G1 display, like honestly, get rid of that old Kronos. This is the way to go. The guy who loaned me this actually has Kronos that's currently in his display stand, but I decided to not borrow that for two reasons. One, the thing is super fragile and I might break it. Actually, I probably would break it. And two, it doesn't pose well, it doesn't look good, it doesn't stand well, increasing my chances of dropping it just by trying to stand it up, dropping it and breaking it, which is what I'm trying to avoid in the whole place. So if you really need a good comparison of this guy, of Phoenix and Kronos, like there's pictures online, look them up and be amazed, because this is definitely the way to go. In terms of posability, his head is not on a ball joint, but it swivels this way, it swivels this way, you know, hinges up and down. And his arm, which is, by the way, well ratcheted, will go around till it's blocked by the wing. It will go out all the way. It's got the complete tree stance there. Again, really nice ratchets on this guy. Like he's gonna hold it fairly well. Oh, I forgot to mention, he does come with an accessory. It's gonna be this old gun here. The gun is kind of an interesting design. So first of all, this at first I thought that this was supposed to be like some sort of a peg to fit onto the figure. This is not a peg for attaching onto the figure in alt mode or robot mode. This is just a like the cocking mechanism. I think it's also referred to as a priming handle. Gosh, that black is just eating up all the light. I have seen on the internet where people pull this apart. This gun is not glued together. It's not screwed together. It is held together simply by friction. And so if you want to drop it, if you want to, you can actually open this up and glue on the inside of this spot here, like some sort of a rare earth magnet. And then on the backpack, remember where I had that open space where the red panel folds up in here? Like you can glue a corresponding magnet in there, and he can just like hold his gun right there like that. If you want a little bit of customization, but it's up to you if it really matters that much to you. I think that he looks perfectly fine holding the gun. The gun does attach via one of those nice little masterpiece style pegs. And it kind of fits into his hand like so. Like so. Fold his fingers around, fold his thumb around, fold his other finger around. The pose of that is really nice. Like he holds it really well. I don't know. Maybe a little better if it's like that. But like his finger goes through the trigger and whatnot. Of course, he doesn't have very good gun safety. Let's fix that right now. Safety first, guys. Safety first. But just, you know, he looks good holding it, and I always enjoy a good figure that, you know, has a good looking gun. As I was getting into Poseability, he's got a swivel right here. His arm goes up all the way. He's got a full, this is only a single joint, but because of how deep it's constructed, it will just go up all the way with no problems whatsoever. No waist joint to speak of, probably because this entire segment like explodes and transforms and shifts and all this other stuff. Like, you really can't engineer a waist joint into that. I would go so far as to say with this transformation scheme, that's impossible. This little side skirt moves out of the way so you can move his leg out that far. Oh geez, that thing squeaks like nobody's business. What about the other one? Yeah, that one squeaks too. Jeez, that's loud. And going forward, nice big clicks, only that much. Going back, again, only that much. But because he's a big, heavy figure, you are not going to be putting him in dynamic poses on your shelf. And even if you do, you're going to put him back into a stock standing straight pose when you're done, because the dynamic poses are not as stable. And so you run the risk of having your, however much this figure costs, like 250 bucks or whatnot, just fall off your shelf and break something. I don't know that this would break, because this is a really sturdy figure, but this is what they refer to as a Chihuahua killer. And yeah, if it tumbles off the shelf and your Chihuahua happens to be there, goodbye Chihuahua. Upper thigh swivel. Squeaky. A lower knee swivel. About a 90-degree bend. Strongly ratcheted. For his ankles, he's got, oh geez, let me get this so I can view this. He's got a little bit of bend, just enough that you can put him at a decent A stance. He's got a little bit of, this is a friction joint, but it's like a really friction joint. I like these little thruster details, even though they don't actually show up in the alternate mode. It's nice that they put them there. I think that they look really great. This whole, let me see, this panel here, and I think this panel here, and definitely this panel here, these are all die cast. Makes them really foot heavy, which is good for figure stability. And that's the Poseability on him. This figure is just beautiful. In terms of paint apps, they've got this gorgeous metallic red on here. I don't know if they took this die, because this is a die cast piece. I don't know if they took that and painted it silver and then put the red over that, or if they just straight up painted it red. I think that they must have painted it silver first. But that just looks gorgeous. That's a beautiful red. He's got some great details on the inner leg right here, and then on the front of the leg. The paint apps, all of the paint apps on this figure are basically pristine. This right here, painted red here, a little bit of red to go there. White to match this wing, red on the wing. This guy doesn't really want to stay down. Stay. All right, now it's gonna stay. A little bit of red here. Blue on the head, silver inside this clear plastic piece. His face is painted up in this like really light gray, but his eyeballs is really what's nice. They've got this like metallic blue like glow, and you know, when I hold them back here, you can see it like super well. Like, I mean, this, I would go so far as to say is this is better than light piping. I mean, people like, I mean, I enjoy light piping as much as the next guy. When G2 came out, and that's when they first started really doing light pipe figures, I was like, wow, this is the coolest thing. And I'd sit there for, you know, ever, like putting my finger on the back of his head, you know, turning his eyes on and off basically. But I think that this captures the light better and looks more lifelike, if that's the word I want to use. I know it's a fictitious robot, but it makes it look more alive. I think that this is the way to go, with really good paint apps on the eyes, especially if it's this nice metallic. Because you know, you get a lot of light pipe figures, and some of them are really nice. In fact, some of the Transformers Animated had sculpting on the inside of the eye, so when the light came through, you could actually see like iris and pupil details in the eye, which was super awesome, by the way. But for everyone that does it well, like there are companies and figures where it's implemented poorly, and it just doesn't look that great. Actually, one of my only gripes with Generation Toys Op X, their Masterpiece IDW Optimus Prime, is that his eyes, when you turn them on, they look fine, but when you turn them off, his face just looks dead. And I would much rather have that they had painted it in some way. But the proportions on this figure are great. The sculpting on this figure is great. The transformation is really nice. Just the finish on the plastic is this like matte. Okay, well, I don't know what the deal was, but my camera suddenly decided to stop recording. That's weird. Anyhow, as I was saying, the matte finish on it just looks and just like feels like super high quality. The consistency of the plastic is wonderful. Like this feels like the kind of toy that you'd be able to have your kids inherit. Like, it's gonna stick around, and it's gonna be good, and it's gonna be good for years, I think. This is a high quality toy, and I certainly recommend getting it. And if you're gonna get it, talk to Titan One Toys. See if he can get you one. See if he's got them in stock. Like, this is definitely the way to go. He actually had them before any other U.S. distributor, but unfortunately he had some sort of an issue with. He was doing videos at the time himself, and he had an issue with that and didn't get it out in time. But yeah, get this figure. This is, if you need a G1 Skyfire in your collection, this is the one you need for sure. Anyhow, this has been another great video review, and everybody be awesome to each other. See ya.